Well, we made it to our first convention.
Yep. It sucked.
So we just got back from the Miami Supercon convention, and I have to say, being our first convention, it was a little overwhelming at first.
Oh, it was very overwhelming. Being around that many people all at once was strange.
Yeah, but what kept you in?
Critical Role. Just being honest about it.
If I remember correctly, you messaged me saying, "Oh my God, Critical Role's gonna be there."
Yeah,
and
it was like 3 or 4 months ago. I remember on Facebook, I was just scrolling through and I saw this thing for a Supercon and had a listing there of guests, and it showed Critical Role cast. And I sent it like in our group little messenger, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! They're gonna be in Florida." And then you're like, "Oh, cool!" Like 2 days later, should we go?
Yeah, that was almost an instant yes on my part. It was like looking at all the finances I had at the time and just going, yeah, this is the time to buy it, because otherwise we weren't going to have that chance again.
Yeah.
I think the only thing we made a mistake with, and I'll let everybody know who's a first timer, buy your autographs and photos ahead of time.
Oh yeah, we kind of fucked up on that.
Yeah. it was one of those things that, like, I wanted to meet Dante Brasco. I wanted to meet who's the Fallout girl? No, Ella Purnell.
Oh!
I wanted to meet Ella Purnell, but
she had like a private section from what I saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her section was closed off, and her ticket and autograph was $100 a piece. So it was definitely a high ticket item. And seeing as we bought the tickets for Critical Role's a lot nicer with their pricing.
They're very fair with their pricing. And also, I was about to say, like, but we did meet Anjali, but yeah, I got that mixed up. I forgot Ella Purnell was there for a second.
Yeah, we got to meet Anjali. We got to meet Robbie Damon. Is his last name?
Robbie Damon, yeah. Amy Carrero.
We did go to the Critical Role panel on Saturday morning. I think walking in, it was great to have the advantage of knowing where the floor plan was.
Oh yeah, like us exploring the whole building on the first day was definitely a good thing to do.
Oh yeah, like we flocked to the left, and everybody going off to the right. We're just like, go, and for sure, like, you could feel the tension as we walked that second floor all the way to the line.
Oh yeah,
and we made it to line 4. Let's go.
We were line. Oh yeah, we were line 4.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I would have taken photos, but it is greatly frowned upon to take long distance photos. Hold your camera up in front of other people
Although
behind you.
apparently during the panel they say it's fine to do
They
that.
apparently said it was fine, so we got some mixed messages on that. At the end of the day, we got close to what we wanted.
Yeah.
Not everything, but we'll address that near the end here, and I'll put up a couple of the photos.
Also, congratulations to Sam on his recovery and being back at Critical Role. And,
yeah.
That man is a trooper.
If you've never been to one of these panels, and especially if you're a fan of whatever it is you go to see, there's a high energy in the room from the fandom that surrounds that panel that's unlike anything I've ever seen before. And when Sam Riegel was announced to the stage, the ovation that man got was to be remembered.
Yeah.
And you can tell he was overwhelmed and emotional. And from what I get from the Critical Role group is that they very often have that reaction to the fans. So they're very genuine people, and for each one that we met, they always felt like a breath of fresh air after.
Yeah. But before we continue on, though, let's kind of backtrack a bit. So, like, do we want to talk about day one or the trip there?
Yeah, we can start off with day one. It was your first time going to Miami. How'd you feel?
It was darkness when we got there. Like, the whole trip was just pitch black most of the time.
Unfortunately, we left almost 2 hours late.
Yeah, so like we started hitting the road around like 6 or 7 here in Florida time.
So the trip there was definitely like on those singular roads, the scenic routes, and surrounded by swampland. There was definitely no trees when we came on the way back and we saw the actual road we were on.
We kind of went on a different route on the way back, so...
Yeah, but that strip that we were on the way back...
Oh, that final strip?
Yeah, that was definitely, like, where we drove the first night. So, yeah, you didn't get to see it on the way, but you saw it kind of on the way out.
Yeah.
And we got to see Fort Lauderdale for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that was all the first time. Yeah, for you also.
Yeah, it almost, 30 years living in Florida, and most of these areas I've never been to.
Yeah.
And I think that after the experience, we're talking about maybe like taking trips to other places. And
now we're going to Japan. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be a great leap, honestly. That'd be
Star Wars Celebration I think is happening in Japan.
I would just have a case, specifically, just empty case, to fill it with a bunch of merch. Comic books and everything. But the tables and stuff like that on the first floor, on day one.
All the booths and vendors.
All the booths, the vendors. You got all the up-and-coming artists who are selling their books and their comics and their art pieces. There was some crochets and stuff like that. We have a couple of friends in our Discord who do crochet. Yeah. So we made sure to take a couple of photos, and yeah, it was definitely cool to be around people that kind of understood what we were into, and they themselves being into it. The 501st Legion was there as well. Yeah,
they had like a whole section built up there where they had, I think, what was pretty much a life-size Imperial probe droid, AT-ST walker, some kind of turret, if I recall, and then like live-scale battle droids from the prequel trilogy.
The Emperor's Throne was there too, which they said don't touch, and then I saw later that people were posting photos sitting on it, and I'm like, I want to sit on it.
Who knows?
But
I think we only went over there like one time on the first day, and then like we kind of got distracted by a lot of the other stuff.
It was all about merch at one point.
Yeah.
I want more stuff.
Also, like, if this is your first time going to a con, you know, just like, you're prepared to like walk a lot. You know, your legs are gonna be aching by the end of the third day.
Yeah, and it felt like we had gone through a whole theme park.
Yeah.
By the end of it, but it felt good to just be on our feet doing our thing.
Like, they had lots of vendors that, like, a lot of them were like pretty much the same thing because like they had to kind of like spread around a little bit. So like some people, like, they had like 3 different booths around like the show floor, and then
being predominantly anime, there was a lot of anime material there. So
a lot of good artwork too. Like I knew there was gonna be good artwork, but like
everything from tasteful, classy artwork to
and then you get like
your niche stuff. You get some lewd stuff in there, and surprisingly, there was some stuff on the floor that was just kind of out in the open. I wouldn't say like nude completely,
no,
but it was risque is the word I like to use. So like families and stuff like that, be ready. Don't be surprised when you get there.
It's a con.
It's a con with a lot of people
expected.
In different costumes. A lot of them wearing bikini type outfits. We definitely saw a lot of side boob while there. But overall, just very fun, approachable people. I was nervous, even though they say that I'm the talkative one, I'm the outgoing one. I know, but like even then, like I found it hard to kind of like. I would see somebody in a costume and think, oh man, I want to go say hi. That looks so cool.
I think at one point you were looking at one of the cosplayers, and like you asked me, like, is that Critical Role? And I looked over, and I was like, no, it's Attack on Titan.
It's Attack on Titan. It's completely fucking wrong.
It's like
there was more than a few times where like I definitely came back from this experience telling him that we need to watch more anime.
That's the other thing. Like half the time we couldn't even tell like what the cosplay was, and people will look at us like, "How do you not know what this is?" Like, it's like,
I'm so sorry, but I still love your costume, and I love the craft you put into it. As someone who likes film and stuff like that,
and also like the fans for like Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss, like they killed their cosplay.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who did the Hazbin Hotels, and they looked incredible. And like, even though we couldn't find a lot of merch for it, when
there was a lot of it.
It was
after we finished looking. That's when they all started popping up. That's how it works.
Dungeons and Dragons is definitely prominent there as well. There's dice in every corner. Different sorts. There was a major company there. I'll tag them down below. I know I have a lot of people that I'm mentioning not by name in this video, so I'll make sure that I at least put their links below and what vendor they pertain to, so you guys can go check out their website and show support to those local businesses. They had a LARPing program, which I thought was awesome. I didn't expect to see that there.
Swing on! Jesus! I like the enthusiasm. That is great. Remember, boys, you're fighting for a torch. We play objectives in this house. Excellent. You guys are playing the torch. Red team, remember, you need to grab that torch. You need to burn the village down. Blue team, you're defending. 15 seconds from death. Respawn is 15 from death, boys. Rook.
Which, who is it that was running it again?
Another thing I would have to look into. The one upstairs was the Royal Chessman.
Yes.
And they had a whole hall to themselves where they made it look like a tavern. And what was great is that it was a good blend of like early 1500s to the 1800s.
Yeah, it was like
there.
medieval times, and then like next to them they also had like a whole pirate thing going on, or not necessarily pirate specifically, but
it was a blend. It was a blend of all those
Yeah.
things together. It was an appreciation of those periods, and they had like this mystery going on, a different one every day. I'll post this picture here. The Admiral, my man, was the first one to introduce us to this mystery, and then played it off like he wasn't the one who committed the murder.
Yeah, but then like when you think back and you hear his name, it's like.
Yeah, you slowly start to realize, like, traitor! Oh man, it went right over my head. At one point, we stared at him from afar, just heartbroken, and he gave me a look, like, like, fuck off, don't give it up, don't give it
out of here.
So I definitely walked away at that point. I didn't want to like throw off his game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bunch of friendly people. They do metal craft work. They do period costumes. They
shout out to the king of that group.
Yeah,
like he was killing it.
I can actually put footage of the king fighting.
Folks, this is a full contact, full speed martial art. They are not choreographed and they are not pulling blows.
Good shot, my lord.
We are an honor-based system. We believe in chivalry. Chivalry is not dead, and we keep it alive. I say honor-based system because the person receiving the blow, they call the shot. If you hear them say good, that means that was a good kill, out of respect. And so each of us is a gauge of whether or not we're being hit appropriately.
Yeah, like I can see why he's the king there.
And they called him the real king of Florida, Florida man. So he earned the name. He was whooping ass, and there was like one guy that surprised everybody. He was a fenceman, and I think he was able to beat him once, and then the king came back and kicked his ass.
I think he got like one hit on him.
Yeah. So it was a good show. There was no choreography behind it, so they were using dull metal weapons and full metal armor, and just going ham on each other to the point like the crowd was like, but I had to be the one to be like, yeah, let's go, because that crowd was dead.
I mean, it was the third day.
It was the third day.
Like, it was winding down a lot.
And the reason we mentioned them as part of day one is they were there all 3 days, and some of them volunteered to be there, so they didn't have to do it. But they got their name out, and at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people ended up just resting their feet in that tavern.
It was a good, like, just hangout spot, really. It was quiet.
They also had the best food vendor.
Dude. Like, they had, like,
They had the Spanish people, the lo mein noodles.
And the rice.
Oh yeah.
Was it fried rice?
It was a fried rice.
Yeah.
And the best part is you can tell Latinos cook that
Teriyaki
shit.
chicken and then orange chicken. Then you can get egg roll. Oh, it was just also.
It was
good.
perfect.
It was
expensive.
best
It's to
food.
be expected to be expensive.
It was the best food.
But it was the best food.
Yeah.
Don't get no chicken tenders when you go to a Supercon.
Yeah.
Unless they actually do a good job. Because the first day we were there, we made the mistake of buying that, and
I mean, I think a lot of people did.
I would have preferred to just buy dice at that point.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, the price that we paid for the chicken tenders and the little fries they gave us, and also a drink, that was like $23 right there. Like we could have bought like.
We could have gotten the noodles or the rice from
Yeah.
upstairs, but we didn't know about that yet.
No, we didn't know that about that until like toward the end of day 2.
Yeah, we didn't even know there was we weren't sure there was a second floor until we started to like really go look.
I mean, we knew. It's just
Where is it?
us being noobs, we didn't know how to really go around that building
And
at
then,
first.
From regular vendors selling items and artwork, there was also people who made costumes and robots, and there was like Gundams, there was Bowsers, there was all
There was,
sorts
like,
of really cool things.
There was this one booth where like they were kind of showing off like the giant cosplays, you know, where like you can make like the suits, kind of like when people cosplay Juggernaut, they have like the big legs and the giant arm, fists, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where like we saw like a lot of those kind of cosplays.
And even visitors who were coming there, fans, showed up in like full pieces of armor.
Jeffrey the Giraffe was there from Toys R Us,
Yeah.
if people are familiar with him.
I got a photo we can put up there.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of One Piece people. You know, the shout out to my One Piece folk. That's the main anime that I knew. And I feel like if I dressed up as a Digimon character,
Oh, people would have recognized you. For
People
sure.
who-
you had a Digivice on you.
it had to be the most niche thing there. Like I think that's the go-to. If we don't build any other costumes, we at least go for something that people would remember nostalgically and be like, "Oh my god, I didn't even think of that costume."
Yeah.
Because
like even when we first got there, we're waiting in the queue line. Like one of the people we met there, I'm forgetting her name, but
Marie.
no, yeah, there was Marie and the other one, her friend. But like they pointed out his Digivice from like the old like season 1 of Digimon. She was like, "Oh yeah, I got one of those too," and it was just like immediately right there. It slowly started clicking in my head like, okay, a lot of these people are gonna be just like us, except a little more outgoing.
and that well, I mean, we were in a house full of nerds, so a lot of them were like,
but I mean, not more outgoing than me.
They were doing the
because I'm not very
the you know, the smile, and then quickly walk by. So it's like even we are guilty of that. It's just like, oh my gosh, starstruck for a second there.
That actually brings up something I want to talk about, but like I'll wait till later because that one kind of shocked me.
We're gonna save crit roll.
Yeah, till the end. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
about. So some surprise guests that I didn't expect to be there. I don't follow a lot of YouTubers closely. I barely follow celebrities like that. I tend to kind of like put more time into our own projects rather than following other people. But Snarky J made an appearance there for all 3 days.
Yeah.
She even made a vlog video.
Like after we
covering it.
got there, we were looking around, and I noticed there was this one lady walking by, and it's like, oh look, Cowboy Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I think I was the one who went like,
Oh,
I
that
think
looks like
that's-
Snarky J.
That looks like Snarky J.
Yeah, I had no idea who he was talking about because I've never really seen her videos.
Well, we turned a corner on the way back, and there she was in her booth, and like my heart stopped. I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't think I'd ever feel like this, but here I am." Like,
she was actually pretty cool from that
she's so
interaction.
humble too. Like,
yeah,
she made her vlog, and she was talking about how like, don't be my fans. I don't really see you guys as fans. I see you guys as my viewers, my friends even, and it's just like, I can appreciate that 100%. But I was still starstruck. I was still like having a moment of like, what the fuck do I even say to this person? Like, it's the same way I'd feel like if I met like Star Wars Theory in person. It's like, what do I say to this guy? I hear he's jacked, you know.
Yeah.
But we went up to the booth. I don't really buy pinup photos and stuff like that, so I wasn't looking for a signature. I bought a sticker the second time I came through, and I got a really cool photo. I'll put that up right here. And she entertained me. And she grabbed my collar like I asked, and I did like the shoulder shrug.
Yeah.
And I thought that was perfect for the short interaction that I had, and then just interacting with like fans of anything,
just cosplayers and fans in
yeah,
general.
guys dressed up as Brooke, doing the
Yeah.
yo ho 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 ho.
No, that there was this one guy that just completely killed it. Like he was, like it was just so good the way he did the laugh.
Yeah.
Like yo.
And then we ran into a guy dressed as Mihawk. I mean mugged him, and he mean mugged me back for a photo. And
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna post all these so you guys can see them as we talk here. And there was a lot of interesting panels, I would say, like some rooms that were dedicated to watching Crunchyroll animes, and that's how we discovered that there's anime about working out and getting fit.
Yeah. Probably not new to a lot of people, but to us that was kind of surprising. Like, oh, okay.
It was hilarious. At least I thought it was kind of funny. And then I think towards the end of that night is just before the after party. The Pride Lounge on the far right side of the building was hosting a twerk competition. I don't know how much of that I can post on here. I don't.
Just to be safe, I would say not to post any of it.
I'll do my best.
Just to mention, like they do have 18+ events.
They have hella 18+ events.
And shout out to Winter. That competition.
She killed it, y'all.
Like,
that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
What I could do is probably put like a freeze frame, maybe a couple of moments from the show, and I'll cut to it. But I'm looking ahead to seeing if I can find a more not safe for work content page that you guys can watch the full show at. I didn't capture all of it because a lot of it
are restricted to you can. You have to get permission by the contestants.
Correct. Like they basically approve beforehand whether or not they want to be recorded, and luckily for us, they approved a lot of them, so we got some good stuff. It was a good time.
We had the winner of 2 contests, and then last year's winner performing, and it was just like,
100%. It was a lot of fun, unexpected. The after party was hilariously awesome. Only because it was like a 90s thing, and like we went from like they're not like us, staying out like us, to like what is this mix? Whatever. A bunch of nerds dancing on the dance floor, they don't care.
That's
and then,
all thanks to DJ Elliott.
And then all of a sudden, DJ Elliott and Atomic Blonde were the DJs.
Atomic Blonde, yeah.
And they hosted all 3 days, basically, whether it was the after show or just the panels. They were also in charge of the Critical Role panel. In the middle of the dance floor, you got some freaks that showed up with some Pokemon cards and started playing Pokemon in the circles, and people cheered them on. There was like floating balloons that dropped down, almost interrupting the game, and people getting pissed off, like, get the balloon out of here! There was a really cool dude dressed as Jack Sparrow. I did see him a few times on the main floor, and then near the end of the day, I did swap out of my costume for the after party, and I regret it because there were a lot of pirates pirating on the dance floor. But aside from that, that was day 1 officially, and day 2 opened up with meeting a Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool, that was just geared up with...
Vested up, grenades, guns.
All fake, by the way.
In character.
Just letting you guys know. Some people take things too seriously.
Yeah, no. But our boy was in character the whole time, and he made a couple of jokes.
Yeah.
I was dressed in my Hogwarts uniform, and we had a little joke running between ourselves that because I had a little bell hanging off my backpack that kept ringing everywhere.
He was the bell boy.
I was the bell boy, and my headcanon, it was that I was a student of Hogwarts, aka a super senior, who ran around trying to like save students.
You just somehow never left Hogwarts.
I went around saving students, essentially, leading them to the after party for after the Battle of Hogwarts. So my hair was like all poofed up. I put no conditioner or anything into it, and it accidentally became part of the whole getup. And what we ended up doing is meeting conveniently a lot of people who were dressed up in their Hogwarts uniforms as well.
Yeah.
So I think that was the one day that we ran into like quite a few of them, and
Oh, that was also the day that we went over to the Critical Role panel in the morning.
And we did go over to the Critical Role panel, and not only did we meet a jester.
Yeah. There was a few jesters.
There was a few jesters there.
And by jester, we mean Jester Lavore, one of the characters of Critical Role. For the people that know.
And you went to the bathroom a little after that, and while you were in the bathroom, while you were gone.
Oh yeah. While I was gone in the restroom, like suddenly that's when one of the coolest things happened.
Yeah, the right side of the front entrance stairs was covered in Spider-Man from the multiverse, being led by Pizza Time Peter Parker. Which was hilarious. Yeah, check this out. And that was a highlight as well. And it eventually led later into that night. I guess I can kind of skip since it is part of the same day. If you guys know who Leaks World is from TikTok, he's the NPC Miles Morales Spider-Man. He's very, very big online. Our boy made a sudden appearance in the middle of the dance floor, and it was great because me and him used to work with each other. We were reconnected. It was like a great big hug that I didn't expect. He didn't let me go. I didn't let him go, and it was a good moment. But he didn't get to be part of that photo, so like that photo op or that video.
Yeah.
So he was like definitely looking for revenge the next day to get in on something. But yeah, the Pizza Time guy was hilarious. I even made sure to look at him and say, "You're late, man. You're late, man. Always late." And he's like, "Oh, there was a disturbance."
Always a disturbance with you.
Always a disturbance. What are you talking about?
You're fired.
Let's see what else. Guest appearance by The Fly. Have you ever seen the movie The Fly? We'll post the picture there, and you'll know.
I don't know if there was more than one, but I only ever saw one at a time. Just this fly flying around. It was just hanging out on the wall. And we were in line waiting for Robbie Damon. I'll admit, I did take a sneak photo or two of some of the cast members that we were not able to meet, unfortunately. Now the FBI are gonna come after you.
That's but like, admittedly, that's before I understood etiquette about that kind of stuff. I didn't think it would be a big deal to snap a photo from someone at a distance. Robbie was fortunately pretty cool about it, and even his assistant told us that it's okay to take a photo of him while he's signing the
which, by the way,
items.
like ahead of time, if you want to like get autographs, photos, or whatever, just make sure to save up enough money for that, because we saved money, but it's just, there's some stuff that we had to kind of like budget ourselves on, so like we couldn't get like
we got away
really
with a lot. We still got away with a lot, and I think like most of the money went into our final ticket item, which we'll cover.
Robbie Damon, like the energy of that man is contagious as fuck.
He's just like overall good guy.
And all 3 days, like he had one of the most packed lines, and like he was just kept on going and going.
3 days in a row.
Yeah. At one point, I think he went like
5 hours.
About 5 hours.
He might have taken like a small break in between, but he was like back out, same energy. Whereas everybody else kind of like kept a consistent pacing for themselves. Because we did run into one of the panelists there. We were getting an autograph. Her name's Sarah. I don't remember her last name. I'll tag it up on the video.
The voice of Ash
The
Ketchum.
voice of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. She was tired, and
yeah,
they were like, "Do you want a photo?" And I was like, "No. We're here for a signature and a photo of the characters. You're obviously tired, and we're catching you when you're about to go to break. Please go." Yeah. But again, shout out to Anjali. Just a breath of fresh air. We saw her all 3 days. The first day, she gave us some tips about traversing the con, to be ready for day 2 and how packed it was going to be. And she was right. She was absolutely right. And we made sure to go back to her and get a signature.
She's a very lovely person. Like, just great personality. And then also we also met Amy Carrero, who, again, the third person that's been on that sort of critical role.
No photo, unfortunately, but
Yeah, no,
he got his signature, and I can show you the
again,
jacket.
I feel like I'm repeating stuff. Another really great person, like, just really fun to talk to. You know, she even reminded us ahead of time, like, hey, tomorrow the panel for Alexandria Unlimited's going on.
Yep.
So,
And we managed to catch that show too.
Yeah.
Robbie Damon, you know, like, shout out to him. We got that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Also, you know, if you ever run into Robbie Damon, you know, just make sure you pick the right dice to win against him at Rollies. You know,
Dude be cheating.
Yeah, no, he's not cheating. He's just got really lucky with those rolls. I don't know. Even he was surprised. He rolled 2 17s in a row.
One panel that is apparently at a lot of conventions, Comic-Con, Supercon.
Vendor.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Booth,
vendor.
I don't know
booth.
the proper.
It's the right. You said
It's
it right
one
the
of
first
those.
time.
It's one of those. I don't know exactly.
One of the vendors
First
is
time.
a very popular one that goes around quite a bit, and they go by Tentacle Kitty.
Yeah.
So definitely look them up. I'm gonna put the link below. They sold us a Tentacle Kitty. If you want to like hold that one up real quick, it's right behind you. They clocked me on day
Pirate
one
Kitty.
wearing my pirate outfit, and they said we got just the one for you. And this is angry kitten with a pair of undies on its head. It can't find its hat. It's pretty angry. There is a pink pair of undies that we actually did try on, and we both thought, me and my kid thought it was hilarious. Very very angry kitty.
Yeah, here's the.
They come with little panties so you can put on top of their
If
heads.
I remember correctly, I believe they said that this is the arch nemesis of Ninja Kitten.
Ninja Kitten.
I think,
So
yeah.
They typically have little octopus legs. This one's a little more accurate to a regular cat. The difference is just it has the angry face and it's got a pirate outfit on. So like they clocked me, and we did come back day 3 and I bought one. So they even gave me a pretty good discount for it. And then I bought some really nice dice to go along with it.
A little tentacle kitten.
Yeah,
dice.
these little polyhedral dice. Hopefully
Actually, I haven't gotten a good look at that one.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. But they have inside of them, each of them has a little tentacle kitty to go with it. I only saw the blue ones, but those are the ones I wanted to begin with, so that worked out.
Nice.
There
you go.
And like I said, we got shout outs for like different fans and stuff like that. I'll play some videos of different people that we ran into. We ran
Great
into
cosplays, by the way. Like
we ran into
a
a
lot
really
of them are really good. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. We ran into a really cool guy named Nate who worked a Ninja Sabers panel. I'll put their link down below as well. They're not very big. I'm not finding a lot of social media platforms for them.
For Ninja Sabers.
Yeah, Ninja Sabers, and we got to talk with him for a little bit. A very private guy, but when he connects with his fans, he connects with his fans.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about a cast member who, you know, not a lot of them get recognition, and he has had opportunities to work on a lot of Star Wars projects.
We're not at liberty to discuss any of it, so you're not going to get any information out
Yeah,
of us.
we got nothing,
so.
nothing secret, but he did kind of give us the wink of like, there's some good stuff coming, so we can at least tell you that there's hope in the future for some decent stuff that is approved by a fan that has a lot of love and care for the props that he sells to you guys, for the sabers that they put into action. Just overall a good guy. If I ever see him at the panels again, we're definitely going to approach him and talk more and see what else is going on, and maybe try to get him to give us a couple of teases. We'll see. Let's see. Aside from that, what else did we do? Our big ticket item.
Wait, I'm trying to remember some other stuff because they do lots of karaoke there also.
Yeah,
like
there was
each
some
day there's at
karaokes.
least I think like three times a day maybe. I don't
Yeah,
remember. I
at
have
least
to
once a
double-check
day
that.
they had one. I think the last day is when they did the family one.
They were really showing off this one booth also when you check the schedule for for a booth called like Fudgy Wudgies.
Oh yeah.
Like that was just so tempting.
Yeah, we bought
keep
no
myself
fudge.
for it.
We bought no fudge. We bought food, hella food.
Yeah.
And then there was the kitten cafe,
The Kitten Cafe.
or like
the Maid Cafe.
The
or
Maid
something,
Cafe, yes. They were really, really nice girls.
Yeah, they were
Really sweet.
Yeah, very
Really
energetic.
fun. And if you guys know about Maid Cafes, I'm sure a lot of you do. They brought an energy to the room that like just made it a lot of fun for the people volunteering to karaoke. They unfortunately were like running behind on setting up for the karaoke event, so a lot of people ended up sitting on the floor or just kind of not engaging, and then they ran out of time. So not everybody got to perform, including myself. I got to kind of sing the next day.
Yeah, I mean, it was toward the end of the day on Saturday, so it's like.
But you can tell they were disappointed. They wanted their show to keep going.
Yeah.
But kudos to them. If I can get the name of their specific business, I'll post that one as well. There was a couple of rappers that showed up, and they did like some anime
raps.
Anime raps. Some of them were good. Some of them were, well, you know, it's an anime rap, so if you don't get all the references, you're not gonna get into it. But
yeah, like there's some like I started catching on, like of course One Piece and stuff like that, but then there was a lot of them where I was just kind of like, I don't get it, but I know it's awesome.
Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen.
And I think they even threw Attack on Titan in that line too. I can't remember.
Oh no, it was Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's like I'm sitting there like, this is all right, and then when they got to those bars, I'm like, Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen. There was like one kid like crump dancing in the corner. I'm like, why is he going so hard? So that was a lot of fun. What else? There was game rooms where people were playing video games, and
yeah, there was a big game room.
Call of Duty lobbies. There was even like old arcade machines. Just panelists after panelists, just going up and talking about things.
There was this really cool booth, like they had all these rings and stuff, and like plushies and everything. He was able to get a hold of something very precious, let's say. You know, yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
The one ring to rule them all.
And this $40, you get the case, and they threw in a stainless steel necklace to go with it. So I was able to wear it for my pirate outfit, and then the next day I wore it with my Hogwarts uniform, and it went perfectly well with the Hufflepuff tie and everything. It looked good. And then we made sure to go back, and that's where we picked up some merchandise for our niece, who likes the Hasbin Hotel. They had like little plushies that they were selling there. So that was really cool. And Scott and his wife run the booth. They run the site. They run the Facebook page.
I was trying to remember the name.
Yeah, very very good people, very personable. And if you ever, the ring itself, was it tungsten? I forget the material.
I think so.
But they made sure to test the rings before they sell them.
They're constantly upgrading like their material.
Yeah,
also.
they're always changing it and trying to do something different, and they're durable. And I messaged him just to say like, hey, thank you for the ring. And I sent him a picture to see if he remembered. And he immediately responded with, what, did it break? Did you smash it into a wall? I'll replace it right now. And it's just like, oh, no, it's perfectly fine. I just wanted to say thank you. Oh, okay. Let me know if it breaks at all. Or if you have any problems, and I will replace it immediately, no matter when it is. And it's just like a lifetime guarantee without a piece of paper. That's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And I imagine
they're very sure of their products. Like every vendor there, like.
Yeah, especially the Tentacle Kitty people. When we met them on day one, their presentation was really sweet.
I had to grab
she's like, here, take this.
Put your fingers in between each one, flip it over. They won't let go.
They won't let go. They kind of stick, and like the larger ones will actually stick to your arm.
Yeah.
And like they kind of hold on, and they're not like they have like metal wiring inside of them or anything. It's just very good material for a plushie. Very well stuffed, and they're very cute. Admittedly, you know, I got it for my kiddo, but I found myself staring at it, and we even did I did a photo adventure on TikTok, chronicling you know, leaving Supercon, leaving Miami, all the way back home.
I'm not sure if we got onto it also, but when we went to get a signature from Anjali, like just letting people know ahead of time, like, oh, if you're gonna take a picture with them, you know, like, just be courteous, you know, ask if you can actually touch them or anything like that, if you're going to go in for like a hug or something like that for the picture.
Yeah,
you know,
consent is a big thing.
That's always appreciated there.
Consent was a very big thing promoted there. And respectfully, you should, you know, just ask.
I asked permission, just for in case anyone's going to try to say like, oh, what'd he do?
Yeah, no. And like the whole time that we were there, I'm very conscious about people, very careful.
Yeah.
Especially on day 2 where you're bumping into everybody. Like, keep a smile on your face is my biggest recommendation. I know it's hard. A lot of people don't feel, you know, like they can smile like that all the time. But if you appear more presentable, you know, and you go shower before you go to the con, please. Like, that is the thing I will say to all of you. Take a shower before you go to the convention.
Day 2.
Day 2 was musky.
Yeah.
Like, we went upstairs to the Critical Role panel, and it was nice and cool out there.
Yeah.
And then we come back downstairs, and it was instantly swampland. I was like, yo.
No offense to anyone. It's just
No offense to anybody. It's
know,
just be courteous, not just by your interactions.
especially if like you're looking to take pictures with people, you know.
Yeah, it be courteous, you know, if you're interacting with people, not just, you know, by your approach, asking consent to touch, you know, and like put your hand behind their back or their shoulders. Hell, even like shaking your hand. Don't just go right in for it. Offer the hand, and you know, that's the best advice I would give. And part of that courtesy is taking a shower. Make sure you're clean, and that way you're not like feeling uncomfortable yourself, because I know what it's like to get all musty and stinky and be self-conscious all of a sudden, and then to stick yourself in an environment where you're going to be there for hours on one day. Just for everybody's sake and your own especially, take care of yourself, be healthy. What else do we have? I think that's covered almost everything, right?
I think mostly, really.
I'll
like,
make sure to
on
like,
day 3 there wasn't like a whole lot, because since they do have to make it a bit shorter, you know, because people are going home and all that during that day. I will say day 3 we saw an amazing cosplay of the Raven Queen.
Yes.
Like
any Dungeons and Dragons fans,
outfit.
there were a few Raven Queens actually.
Oh, was there?
I saw some photos uploaded through the Supercon page, and there were some other Raven Queens. I missed them too, apparently.
My patron.
We missed the whole section where people dressed up as Critical Roles.
Yeah,
and they went up the stairs, and I'm talking like from the bottom to the top, all Critical Role, which just tells me I need to keep watching Critical Role and get caught up and pick a favorite character. So far, I'm leaning towards Grog, even though I haven't finished Vox Machina.
I don't know. I think I'd go for Chetney.
No, I like to drink.
You know, I like working with wood.
Whatever it is, like I know for a fact that like going up to people and saying, "Hey, I like your outfit, your cosplay," is one thing, but being able to dress up makes them feel more comfortable too. That you're like, oh my god, we're sharing the same, you know, fandom, and then like go up and just be like, let's take photos, let's pose, let's say weird things and be cringy together. You know, it's like I loved it. I love that.
Also, the fact that like so many people came from like different parts of Florida, and even other states. Like,
there were people that drove from North Carolina.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think someone even drove from New York.
Yeah.
Like they didn't bother flying; they just drove all the way there.
Yeah, there's a stigma saying that Supercon's dying out and it's not as big as it used to be.
No, it's actually the biggest con here in Florida, which I didn't know about that until this weekend. And like, it's definitely very much worth going to.
And day 3 was also when we had pre-purchased our big ticket item of the weekend.
Oh.
And let me say, the tension build up to this moment was well worth it in the end.
Yeah.
It was the opportunity to meet, even for a few seconds, the cast of Critical Role.
Minus Marisha, because she had to leave after Saturday.
Yes, unfortunately, we did not get to catch Marisha
Ray.
Marisha Ray, thank you. But Sam was there.
Dude, Sam.
And let me tell you, seeing their faces up close,
that big smile of his.
Again, it was one thing meeting Anjali, Robbie, and please tell me her name.
Amy Carrero.
Amy, yes. Seeing them up close and walking away was always a breath of fresh air, like I was saying. But being surrounded by the cast of Critical Role like that, and all of them hitting you with that energy of like, "Hey, what's up?" and me realizing how tiny Laura is compared to Travis.
It took everything in me to like control my feelings in that moment, especially when like I literally got Matt Mercer's face right here next to me, like right here, and I'm just trying not to geek out in front of them.
But they want us to geek out.
Oh, and that's what I was trying to say it earlier, but I saved it for now. Where it's like Matt Mercer, like, for those few seconds interacting with him, like, he makes you feel so welcomed.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it was the unfortunate part about this photo op that, like, you only have the walk-up seconds to say hi, hi,
you gotta keep it going, because, you know, you got a line of people trying to get to meet them also.
So next year, for sure, I want to try to see what goes into VIP, because if it gives
even,
me...
like, for the small amount of time we were there, like the people that were working there, like they were trying to push us out, but there was a moment where like we gave them each a dice for the photo, and they were trying to give them back to us and everything. And like even for like the extra few seconds there, where we're like, oh no, that's for you guys, and like they got a little excited. It's like,
Sam was trying to give me the D20 that I bought a set of 7, the standard 7 dice, and I walked up to Laura and Travis first. And they were like, hi, and I made a point to, like, look them in the face, because I knew that I needed to see their faces, I didn't want to be looking down or nervous, so, like, it was like, here, take the dice, take a die, this is one for you, this one's for you, and I can hear Travis with the, ooh, and then, like, I moved over, you were talking to Matt at the time.
I kind of feel bad in a way, because, like, I got so nervous, because, like, I had a gift for Matt, also, and it's, like, immediately in my head thought, like, okay, we got a few seconds here, let me just go directly to Matt. Just I can give him this gift, and just do whatever he wants with it, collect it or whatever, but like even there, like the look on his face at like just receiving something like that from just meeting someone for the first time, like you can tell he genuinely cares about people so much. It
legitimately felt like meeting with old friends that you haven't seen in a while.
It's weird, yeah.
Like when I moved over to your opposite side, you were still locked in on Matt, and Sam was
we were
staring
there talking
at you
for quite a bit.
Like Sam was staring at you the whole time. He was like,
I didn't even notice. Damn
it!
And
then like Travis was looking at the die, Laura was looking at and talking to him about it, and then I got to see Taliesin, Ashley, and please tell me the other name, Liam. They were kind of bunched up together, leaning in, and I was like, I got some dice for you guys. And they were like, oh my gosh. And then we turn around, there's the photo. And like Sam was the first person I looked to after the photo. And I remember passing him the D20 specifically before that photo.
Yeah.
And just saying, this one is for you. And when I turned around, it was him that I looked at. He goes, here you go. And I was like, no, Sam, congratulations. That's for you. And that feeling that you get when they all realize, and I can hear all of them. I remember hearing them all going, oh, cool, and then like we're just getting rushed out. You get those last few seconds, and then we walked out through the.
Like I was like at a loss for words. Like after we took the picture, like Laura Bailey and Travis, like they tried giving the dice back to me and everything, and like I got confused for a second. I thought they were trying to go in for a handshake or something.
You're like touching their hands.
I grabbed like Laura's hand, and like I was kind of like. Suddenly, my mind just went blank. I couldn't hear anything, and I looked down for a second, and I started piecing together what she was trying to tell me. It's like, oh no, that's yours. Like that dice yours. Like, I think it's pretty obvious. Like, she's very pretty.
She's very pretty.
Yeah,
and they're all very beautiful people to be around.
Of them,
like,
yeah.
Like again, like I love seeing Matt. I love seeing Travis and everybody else, but seeing Sam's face between all of them after knowing what he'd gone through. And seeing that he still has that smile, and bro, he's one of my favorites in that group.
No.
And he's dirty. He was dirty in that panel too.
Oh yeah.
He's the raunchy one for sure, and I don't have to repeat anything for you guys to know that.
If y'all want to know what he says, just watch the panel.
Yeah, watch the panel. It's too funny. I wouldn't trade this weekend for anything.
No.
Coming home. It didn't really hit me until I walked in through the door of my place and realized, like, I'm no longer around not just these celebrities, but this environment of people that just...
Which, by the way, like, we made friends with, like, some pretty cool people,
Yeah, I managed to get our handle in, get them over to our Discord, get them on Instagram, and a lot of them are content creators of their own, growing their channels, growing their craft from, like, cosplay costume creation. There's animators in there as well. There's just simple nerds who like watching anime and other cartoons and fandoms. And just we got friends in different area codes now. That's how I like to look at it. It's a good feeling.
I just wish I took some more photos. I was so awestruck by everything that I just like completely forgot I had a phone.
it kind of took me on the third day to like start pushing myself to approach people, and that's how I ended up getting some good photos with another Jester, a couple of Grog and Vixalias. And next time I go, I definitely.
We also got an Ashton Graymore.
We got an Ashton Graymore.
Yeah.
I definitely want to push myself next year to try to meet more people.
Oh, and also by the way, like there was this killer like cosplay of this guy, like he dressed up as RoboCop. We forgot to take a
Got to
picture
take a
of him,
photo.
but like the amount of detail on that was amazing. Like,
Robotic sounds and all. You can hear like the slight.
like he was in character the entire time, like even as he was walking. Like,
Can I take a photo? Yes, citizen. Like, yes.
yeah.
Very good stuff. That's pretty much all I have.
Matthew Mercer.
Matthew Mercer and the Critical Role team. Shout out to them. Shout out to Supercon the Miami convention. They already announced the dates for the following year, so they definitely want them there. They're making the money, so please bring back Critical Role. You know.
Also, bring back the
bring them all back.
Why am I forgetting the chessmen?
The Royal Chessmen.
Royal chessmen, yeah.
Yes, they did so well that like there's no way that these guys don't get invited again. And if anything, I'll keep making the push and promoting them. Check out their Discord channel. Again, I'm gonna put the link down below so you guys can see what they're all about and maybe surprise yourself. There's something that you might be interested in.
Also, Dante Brasco, we missed you this time, but next time we got you. Okay.
We got you next time.
Yeah. Rufio.
Everybody remembers you from Avatar. I remember Rufio from Hook. So I wanted to get a Rooster Crow in with you. So if you watch this by any chance, I'm coming for you.
Yep.
But that's pretty much a wrap.
Man, that's rough.
Miami Supercon 2024.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Till the next vlog video. We might be taking some adventures to Orlando soon. I hear there's some things going on in December.
Should we bring up Kate at all?
We did meet a friend who helped us through the adventure.
I was not sure if like they're okay with it or not, so...
We'll put a photo up here at the end. This person in particular, we met them at the after party, and we got to know them. They didn't have a place to stay, and I was like, "You're not sleeping in a car or driving an hour back home."
We literally had a hotel room that had
bunk beds.
4 beds.
Yeah, there's a bunk bed in there. So I was like, "Come stay with us." So like they crashed with us 1 or 2 of the nights, and
which also that brings another thing. Like if you need to get hotels and stuff, do it way ahead of time because we got into a situation where like we had some arrangements made and stuff, but like some stuff hadn't happened, you know, so we had to change things up a bit. So we just got like, you know, the best thing we can get.
Just get a hotel.
Yeah.
Just get a hotel or motel. Don't rely on anybody, you know, because you never know, even if how close that family member might be or that friend might be, something could come up at the last minute.
There's always a personal thing that comes up, you know.
Yeah, so
like,
you got to learn to just look past it and say, whatever it is has nothing to do with me. It's nothing personal. I just need to be better at preparing and just take full accountability of that. So our accountability is recognizing that situation, and next year we'll get a better hotel with no fucking nightclub underneath it.
No,
I don't gotta leave a bad review again.
That was such bullshit.
That's the first time I leave a review for a hotel, and
they gave away the hotel parking to club goers
because everything was comfortable, everything was great except the sleep overnight. Like, damn it. But meeting Critical Role, being at Supercon, meeting all of you if you're watching this, thank you so much for the experience. It was lovely meeting you guys.
And again, thank you, Anjali. You know, you're
Anjali, you helped us out.
Days.
You helped us out for sure. Much love, guys. See you on the next one.